Game of the week, Will Compton. Why don't you start us off since you're on the top there?
I'm going Indianapolis at Denver. Playing in Denver this late in the season. It's getting cold. The spread right now is -4. The over-under is 44. I'm a believer. I'm into Bo Nix. I love the progress he's made throughout the year. Obviously, he started off throwing some interceptions. His ratio now is incredible. He's up for Offensive Rookie of the Year. I like what they're doing on offense, and their defense is vicious. One of the best defenses in the league, and I just feel like the points here at -4 in Denver, when Denver's got a lot to play for, I love this situation. And again, Indianapolis, like their season's pretty much done. They're going out to Denver. You hate going out to Denver this late in the year. You talk about practices, like how easy your practices get now because of the wear and tear on guys. You know, as a coach, I'm assuming you're really worried about guys' conditioning levels because, again, if you're going to do extra work, it's outside of gassers, it's getting on the bike and going out and playing in a place like Denver in that altitude. I think it's going to get to the Indianapolis Colts, and I feel like the Broncos blow them out.
Oh, okay. I thought you were taking the Colts at first.
No,
taking
no,
the Broncos.
I'm all in on Denver. I love what Denver's doing right now. And I love the chemistry, it seems like. And, Coach, you can speak to this. It feels like the head coach, that quarterback chemistry is so important. It feels like they're driving well. And that's why, yeah, I'm all in on Denver. I like Denver a lot.
I do. I think the Broncos, that's a huge pick. Like you said, the Colts season's pretty much over. Going into Mile High City is always a pain in the ass, especially when you get in December. The tan's now wore off the body. You're putting the joggers on instead of the cleats. You're just slowly getting that like melted snowman look for all the white pale guys out there grinding it out. And then you fly over there, literally walking up a flight of stairs. You know what it's like. You walk off that plane, even going down those stairs, you're hurting. And so I think there's going to be a big one. I love the thought process about the head coach and the quarterback. Bo, true pro.
Yeah. What's your thought on how they've been dialed in throughout the season and the progress that Bo Nix, the rookie's made?
I think Bo's been good. I don't think he's been over the top great. I think he's been good. Cortland Sutton has really arrived back onto the scene. He's become a go-to guy. They can run the ball decent. They don't make a lot of big runs. They're a ball control offense, low risk. Where they have really made strides is defense.
Yeah.
They were a bad defense 2 years ago. And right now they were really rolling until Jameis went in there and lit them up. Yep. I'm hoping they get their other corner back, because they put in a guy, Levi something. He got shredded last week.
Yeah.
They have to be alert for Anthony Richardson to run around and throw bombs to this young receiver, Pierce. If they can stay away from the big plays, I really like Denver because of their ball control and their defense.
And fortunately, they come out of that the Browns game with a win. It's like it's one of those kind of reset where you can go into the defensive room, kind of challenge them a little bit more, knowing you got the win. It's like, hey, this isn't our standard.
That's right. And they see Bo Nix every day in practice, who runs the zone reads, keeps it. So Anthony Richardson won't be a completely foreign offense to him.
Yeah, good point.
I think that's going to really help their preparation for this game.
What is your thought on Anthony Richardson right now? Obviously, he gets benched in the beginning of the year. They blame Joe Flacco for a bad loss. They put him back in. If you're the coach of the Indianapolis Colts, how are you talking to Anthony Richardson?
Anthony, he reminds me of Taysom Hill of the Saints. I mean, he's a great runner. He's a competitive freak. I mean, this guy's unbelievable. You don't want to defend this man in 2-point plays. New England found out. You don't want to defend him in short yardage. But passing the ball, throwing the ball to all 5 eligibles in rhythm, he's got a long way to go. This is a one-dimensional quarterback right now. I don't think he has a great feel for the passing part of professional football yet. They have a real challenge, I think, to get better because of that. And if they shut down the run, they're in trouble.
If you and all your years of coaching, have you ever seen a quarterback tap his helmet and take a playoff?
No, I have not.
Wow.
I've never seen an offensive tackle do that. I've never seen a quarterback do that.
And about that, yeah.
That's something that he'll never live down. But I got to tell you, I'm really respectful for how he's come back from adversity and done some really good things for the Colts.
Yeah,
Definitely, yeah.
You getting in on the game, or are you gonna?
Yeah, I'll definitely take Denver over the Colts for sure. I mean, Colts, like you said, struggling team.
On Denver now, but I love it.
If you want,
it's my pick. That's my game of the
I'll
week.
go to
That's
the
my
Colts.
game of the week. That's my pick. That's my favorite pick of the week.
Is it?
Yeah. What do you got?
My favorite pick of the week is Ravens -14.5 against the Giants. I don't know what it is this year about me picking massive spreads, but it seems like it's kind of working out for me. The losses I quickly forget about, but all the wins I remember. Lions a couple weeks ago, 2 times in a row. They had 8 and then 13.5. If you're the Giants and you are a blue-collar man who works a 9-to-5 job, is working paycheck to paycheck, and you have the audacity to get a Cirrus 182, put that thing into the air with a sign saying essentially burn down the entire franchise, That costs about $1,500. That's a lot of hard work you have to put in. So that says what your fan base is at when it comes to the Giants. They had DeVito. That was a fun thought process, a fun storyline for the Giants. Italian guy, his agent's got the cocked fedora hat, the Frank Sinatra look and all that. But this franchise is in maybe the worst state any franchise has ever seen like it's been in before. The Ravens, they've been a little more up and down. The thing that's so apparent and continues to be apparent is if Derrick Henry gets over 20 yards, they win the game. Over 20 carries, they win the game. If you look at his stat sheet, every game he gets under 20 carries, he gets under 100 yards. Every game he gets 20 carries or more, you're talking about 140, 150, multiple touchdowns. Now the Ravens are going into a situation where they have 3 games in 10 days. It's one of those back-to-back-to-back type of situations, which personally I liked this late in the season because you're just so calloused and so much in pain. It's like, let's motor through the rest of this. It's going to be interesting to see how they handle this game when they are such heavily high favorites. But if they stay with the basics, they stay with Lamar Jackson, him under center, still 33% of the time for Derrick Henry, and they were working that play action pass, I think the Ravens run away with this thing in a big way. We're talking about a blowout in the NFL, which is crazy.
Coach Gruden, if you're the head coach of the Ravens, what are you worried about going to New York? Knowing that you're this favored, like the Giants are done.
Probably the first 10 minutes of the game. Let's guard against trickery. Let's make sure we don't give up anything cheap. I want our team to come out and dominate the first 10 minutes. The first 2 possessions on defense, the first 2 possessions on offense, we got to knock this team out. But be alert for trickery. Anything goes in the first 10 to 15 minutes of this game.
Are you getting in on this one?
I'm all over the Ravens. They're coming off a bye week. They didn't have their best showing against Philly. I agree with Taylor. The Giants are in disarray. They're looking at Saquon down the street, ex-Giant. They're looking at Xavier McKinney with 7 picks, ex-Giant. They're looking at, how about Leonard Williams, what he's doing in Seattle? He's kicking everybody's ass. Another ex-Giant. They just cut Daniel Jones for what? What are we doing here? I think that the guy flying around with the airplane probably had it right.
I like that.
Shit.
You getting in this one, D?
I'm gonna take the under in this one. That spread is just.
We got to stop doing numbers in this game.
I'm taking the under in this one. I'm gonna take the under 43 on this one. We'll see. We'll see how the Ravens show up. Again, I know the Giants is a struggling team, but sometimes I feel like good teams play to their opponent's level. So we'll see what type of Ravens team we're going to have out there.
I mean, you look at the Giants versus Tampa Bay a few weeks ago, and Baker Mayfield looked like he was Tom Brady out there. The holes that the Giants have in that zone defense is just crazy. They were running on them. They were throwing on them. It doesn't seem like a team that's very fired up. Fired up to be playing football on a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, I'm still going to
What's not to be fired up about?
I see you got your boys for your game of the week.
Of course. Come on now.
The Chargers?
The Chargers. The reason why I'm taking the Chargers again, look, if you look at Tampa Bay, they're plagued with injuries right now. They're 2-star receivers down. Now, who do we really have to throw to, the big playmakers that make those plays down the field when we really need them? You saw 2 weeks ago they needed that, and those guys was dropping passes. Now you got the Chargers with Jim Harbaugh that's getting those guys fired up. I mean, you seeing a whole different team when Jim Harbaugh stepped in there. How do you feel about Jim Harbaugh?
Oh, I like him. I don't like him like you. You played for him 7 years. I can understand the soapbox you're dancing on.
I can understand the soapbox.
Yeah, so I'm going to go with him because, he got Justin Herbert going. He is a quarterback coach that can get quarterbacks fired up, get them going. Mm-hmm. And you starting to see that happen with Justin Herbert. Don't get me wrong. He was a great quarterback in college, a great quarterback when he got to the NFL. But you starting to see him blossom now. Again, they don't have big threats to catch the ball down the field, but he's making it work. He's finding guys to get open. You got Ladd, the explosive rookie that's out there making plays. And now you got Gus Edwards because they put J.K. Dobbins on IR, but Gus Edwards is out there still toting the ball, being able to run the ball like they like to do with G-Roll offense. So I got to take the Chargers -3. This is the game of the week for the Chargers to be explosive, to keep that winning, to keep on track, getting to where they want to get to, and that's getting into the playoffs. So, got to go with the Chargers on this one.
I kind of like the Bucks. I kind of like the.
Evans is back.
Oh, he back.
Yeah.
Okay.
How about Bucky Irving? Do we know?
I kind of like the Bucks. It's like they have an opportunity to control the NFC South as bad as that division is, and obviously, you're getting counted out going out to LA and facing the Chargers. Very good on defense. That you alluded to all their offensive weapons, but there's just, when you're the underdog team in the league, knowing that you have an opportunity to control the division and then also travel, get away from everything and go out to LA and beat a team like the Chargers. I don't know. I like the momentum. I like the chip that they have on their shoulder. And again, Mike Evans being back, that's going to be.
Let me give you a stat though. So the Buccaneers have entered the game at underdog 7 times. They only won twice since they've been the underdogs 7 times.
What a great opportunity to win the third time.
Hey, okay.
What a great opportunity.
And then the Bucks. The Chargers are 8-1 as favorites. So you get what I'm saying?
You're throwing out some great data. You're throwing out some great data.
That's some good data.
Out of 9 games,
Data goes away when some whistle blows.
You're right. But they playing in LA. It's gonna be good. The LA right now. Look, when you first saw the beginning of the season, when you went to the LA and watched the Chargers, it was empty. I mean, empty. No one is in the stands. Now you look around, it is packed. It is Chargers Kingdom now out there. So you got the two mixed LA Rams and the Chargers, and they divided, right? But now everyone is coming to the games watching the Chargers because they see what the Chargers is doing this year. I don't know. I think it's gonna be a big game. I'm excited about this one. That's why it's my game of the week.
Let me get the Chargers. I like the Chargers. Strong defense, strong run game. I want to give a shout out to Joe Alt, a guy that played left tackle his entire career in college. He told me at the combine, he's like, I do not want to play right tackle. I don't want to go to the Chargers because I'm nervous about switching my stance. Hips only work a certain way. I was the same way too. Can only play one position. He's gone to the Chargers now, 5th overall. They say, hey, we've got our left tackle. You're going to have to play a right tackle. He works in the offseason, and the kid's playing really good football right now. Sustaining the run game, doing a great job in pass protection. That offensive line is serious business, and when you have those key ingredients, it's a great time to win against a team that's flying across the country. I didn't think cross the country was that big of a deal. Like you like to bring it up a lot, but then I see the Bills fly to the Rams last week, and look what happened there.
Look what happened.
So, and the Bills are a much better team than they put on tape last week.
Yeah, way better.
So I think I'm definitely going Chargers here.
What's your breakdown on this game?
You know where I'm from, boys. I'm from Tampa, and I'm telling you, I've seen the Bucs play the 49ers. I saw them against the Raiders last week. Baker Mayfield played on a gimpy ankle. He's had an unbelievable year. Yes, Mike Evans is healthy. 13 straight 1,000-yard seasons. The Bucs are playing for the NFC South title. The Chargers are scrambling right now. The Ravens beat them. The Chiefs beat them. They have no firepower. McConkey didn't play last week. Quentin Johnson, what routes does he run? They don't have a passing game. True. And you can say Gus Edwards this and Gus Edwards. He ain't no J.K. Dobbins.
No.
The Buccaneers have 2 guys on defense. Cansey, former first-round pick at Pitt. He's coming alive, man. And they got a guy inside who will whoop your ass, Vita Vea. I mean, try blocking this guy.
Yeah.
And Devontae David,
put him in a
he is a pro's pro. He figures it out. I just look for Tampa to win this game somehow, some way. It's going to be a hell of a game.
It's going to be a hell of a game.
But I've seen your stats. I'm going against Delanie Walker here. I'm taking Tampa.
From now on, every game we pick, I'm going to wait till after Coach Gruden talks.
I know you got to get his breakdown.
As he talks, I'm like, yeah, the Bucs do kind of good right now, don't they?
You seen Bucky Irving play, though? The rookie that they have?
Yeah, they've got him going.
He's like a combination of Charlie Garner, Napoleon Kaufman, guys I've been around, only he might be better. He's a hell of a receiver. He's got impact playmaking ability. He did not play against the Raiders very much last week. If he plays, he's a dominant player, man.
And again, Mike Evans back.
And Baker Mayfield, man. Just the run he sprung against the Giants. Like 10 minutes, 30 seconds left in the entire game, the fourth quarter. And Bucky starts running up the middle. And then all of a sudden, Baker Mayfield comes to the picture, is blocking 30 yards downfield. That's a quarterback can get behind him.